I want to share with you something that I don't talk about publicly. It is 2005. I am sitting cross-legged on a twin mattress in a cramped apartment in Beijing. The kind of apartment where the kitchen is also the living room, is also the office, is also the everything. There's a fan blowing humid air that doesn't really help, and my laptop is so hot. I've balanced it on 2 books so it doesn't burn my legs. I am staring at my screen, and on the screen is a PayPal notification. $80. My first sale. I remember reading it 3 times because I was sure it was a scam or a mistake, or maybe she meant to send it to someone else. $80, not 800, not 8,000, 80. For a service I barely knew how to explain. To a woman I'd never met in person. A friend of a friend who needed help sourcing products from China for her little boutique in Chile. And here's the part that I've never told anyone publicly. I almost refunded it. My finger hovered over that button for a solid 5 minutes because $80 felt embarrassing. It felt too small to celebrate, too far from the 6-figure launch screenshots everybody else seems to be posting. I thought your first sale was supposed to feel like fireworks, like a parade with mariachi, like finally arriving. Instead, it felt like showing up to a black tie gala in sweatpants and hoping nobody noticed. I didn't tell anyone about that sale for months. I was ashamed of how small it was, how unimpressive, how very un-Instagram worthy in today's terms. But hermana, that awkward, messy $80 sale, it taught me something that every polished launch strategy, every viral reel, every I made 6 figures in 6 days story never could. Your first sale does not need to be impressive. It just needs to be real. So stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly how to find your first sale today. Because the woman who already trusts you enough to pay you, she's not some stranger on the internet you have not met yet. She's closer than what you think. So stay with me. You are meant to build freedom. Freedom to work anywhere. Freedom to serve boldly. Freedom to say yes when God calls because your income can finally fund your obedience. Welcome to Freedom to Follow by Latinpreneurs, the movement of faith-fueled, purpose-driven Latinas building digital businesses that create both profit and impact. I'm Salime, global founder, business for mission strategist, and your behind-the-scenes mentor for building businesses that fund your obedience to God. I've built successful online platforms from China to Mexico to Africa, helping women turn ideas into income and income into impact. And by the end of today's episode, I'm giving you a resource that will walk you through the exact conversation that will lead to your first paying client, word for word, so you're not guessing anymore. Around here, we don't chase hustle. We design systems. We don't gatekeep. We scale generosity. We don't burn out. We build freedom to follow God and become all He wants us to be, one bold Latina at a time. So grab your cafecito, hermana, because the revolution starts here. This is Freedom to Follow by Latinpreneurs, where business meets calling. Now, let's talk about the first sale nobody wants to admit they made. Can I be honest about something? The internet has lied to us about what a first sale is supposed to look like. Here's what you've probably been told. Build your audience first. You need at least 1,000 followers before anyone will take you seriously. Perfect your offer before you launch. Make sure it's airtight. Wait until you have social proof. Nobody buys from someone with 0 testimonials. Don't sell until you're ready. You'll only get one chance to make a first impression. And so you wait. You spend another weekend tweaking your Canva graphics. You rewrite your bio for the 14th time. You take another course on messaging. You tell yourself you'll launch next month when things are more polished. And next month comes and you're still not ready. Because ready is a moving target that keeps walking away from you every time you get close. Meanwhile, someone out there, a woman with half your experience and none of your perfectionism, just made her first sale to her neighbor. While you were picking funds, she was having a conversation. So I want to talk to you about 2 women, Rosa and Ana. Rosa is wicked smart. She's educated. She has a genuine gift for helping people with their resumes. Friends are always asking her to look over her LinkedIn profiles, punch up their cover letters, fix their formatting. She is good at it. She's really, really good at it. So Rosa decides to turn this into a digital business. She spends months researching the market. She takes a course on building offers. She designs a logo, doesn't love it. Designs another one, still not right. Hires someone on Fiverr, finally gets something she can live with. Then she builds a website, writes the copy, rewrites the copy, asks her husband what she thinks. He says it's fine. She's not sure fine is good enough, so she rewrites it again. Then she creates a freebie, a PDF guide, 7 resume mistakes that are costing you interviews. She spends 3 weeks making it perfect. The design, the content, the opt-in page. Then she realizes she needs an email sequence. So she writes 5 emails, then rewrites them because they're too salesy. Then rewrites them again because now they don't sound salesy enough. 8 months go by. Rosa now has a beautiful brand, polished website, a lead magnet that nobody has downloaded, and 0 sales. 0. She's exhausted. She's starting to wonder if this whole online business thing is even for her. Maybe she's not cut out for it. Maybe she should just stick to her day job. Does Rosa sound like you? Not to worry, because we're going to talk about Ana, my student, who learned by hiring me what I'm teaching you completely free of charge today. Ana has the same skill. She's good with resumes too. Maybe a little bit less polished than Rosa, but good enough. Her friends ask for help, and she gives it freely. She's never taken a course on offer creation. She does not have a logo, but one day, Ana asks herself a different question. Not how do I build a business, but who has already asked me for help with this and can I charge? And a name pops into her head immediately. Her cousin, Marta. Now, Marta has been asking Ana for months to help her update her resume. She just got laid off and she's applying for new jobs, and she keeps saying, "Prima, you're so good at this. Can you just look at my resume for a couple of minutes?" And every time Ana had said, "Yeah, sure, send it over." And she's helped for free because that's what you do for family. But this time, Ana does something different. She picks up her phone, she opens WhatsApp, and she types, "Hey Marta, I've been thinking about actually offering resume help as a service, like officially. Would you want to be one of my first clients? I'd give you a discount since I'm just starting." Her heart is pounding. She almost deletes this, but she hits send, and then 3 little dots appear. Marta is typing. "Yes, finally. How much?" Ana freezes. She has not really thought about pricing, so she makes up a number. 55? Done. Send me your PayPal. That was Ana's first sale. She has no website, no logo, no 8 months of preparation, just one text message to someone who has already been asking. Here's what you need to hear, and I mean really hear. Your first sale is not about convincing a stranger on the internet to trust you. Your first sale is about serving someone who already trusts you. The stranger will require marketing and funnels and ads and content strategies and months of nurturing. And we will talk about this, and I will teach you about this because I want you to generate more income than what you're getting right now. But that will not be in your first sale. The person who already knows you, she literally just requires for you to have courage. And courage, hermana, is free. If you're Rosa, you can be Ana today and start with your first sale of the year today. Now, let me take you back to Beijing, and I want to tell you the full story this time. It is 2005, and just for context, remember that Facebook is not even open to the public yet. iPhone is not a thing. PayPal is literally the only way to do international transactions, and e-commerce, well, it's just starting. This is before the world as you know it today. I am living in China, broke, without a job, trying to figure out what my life is supposed to look like. I am not a business owner. I am not an entrepreneur. I am just a woman who happens to live in a country where most Latinos don't. And I've learned how to navigate things that will seem impossible from the outside. How to find reliable Chinese suppliers, how to negotiate prices, how to make sure your products have the expected quality, how to ship products internationally, how to avoid getting scammed. Literally all the things you learn when you're actually living there and figuring it out as you go. But one day, a friend of a friend mentions that her friend back in Chile has a small boutique. She sells handmade accessories, but her margins are dwindling. So she wants to source some products from China, but she has no idea where to start. So my friend casually says, maybe you can help her? You know how all that thing works. I kind of shrug. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Have her email me. A few days later, I get a message from a woman named Blanca. She's nice. She explains her little shop. She tells me what she's looking for, and she asks if I can help. And I say yes. But then she asks the question that makes my stomach drop. How much do you charge? I stare at the screen. I have no idea. I have never charged anyone for something like this. I had just quit my job. I don't have a business. I don't have a rate sheet. I don't even have a name for what I do. So I start spiraling. What if I say a number that's too high and she thinks I'm ridiculous? Wait, what if I say a number that's too low and I'm basically working for free? Wait, what if I mess this up and she tells my friend that I'm incompetent? I type a number and I delete it. And then I type another number and I delete it too. Finally, I just pick something that feels kind of safe. Small enough that she won't say no. Big enough that maybe I'm not giving it away for free. So I put, how about 80? And I hit send. And I immediately want to throw my laptop out the window. But she responds in minutes. And she says, perfect, here's my PayPal. And just like that, $80 land in my account. Now, I should have felt excited. I should have celebrated. But instead, I felt like a fraud. I mean, who was I to charge anyone for anything? I wasn't an expert. I didn't have credentials. I didn't have a fancy website or business plan or even a clear explanation of what I was offering. It was just me figuring it out. The next week and the next months, I worked on Blanca's project with a pit in my stomach. What if she hates it? What if she asks for a refund? What if she tells everybody that I'm terrible? What if I screw up? But you know what happened? Through the whole production process, I helped her out. She got exactly what she needed. Her products arrived to Chile, her boutique had a new inventory, and she was thrilled. A couple of months later, she emailed me again and said, hey, I told my friend about you. She's looking for help too. Can I give her your email? And I said yes. But this time, I charged $150. And then another referral came, and then another. And within 6 months, I was charging $500 for the same type of help. And within a year, over $4,000. But it started with those $80 from a friend of a friend. Someone who didn't need me to prove myself. Someone who didn't need a sales page or a testimonial or a professional headshot. She just needed for me to say, yeah, I can help you. And this is what it costs. So here's what I've learned in 20 years of building digital businesses, hermana. And I need you to write this down. Your first 500 matters most than your first 5,000. Let me say this again. Your first 500 matters more than your first 5,000. And it's obviously not because of the money. The money is very nice, but that's not why it matters. It matters because your first 500 breaks the spell. Before you make that first sale, there is a voice in your head that whispers, but will anybody actually pay you? Maybe your skills aren't valuable enough. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe this whole digital business thing is a fantasy. Your first sale silences that voice. Not forever. It will come back. But in that moment, you have proof, real proof. Someone gave you real money for something you did. And something shifts inside you. You stop being someone who might start a business someday and become somebody who has made money doing this. And that identity shift is worth more than any strategy I could ever teach you. Now we're going to go to scripture, because you know that we're going to go to scripture. I want you to turn to Zechariah 4:10, because it says, "Do not despise the day of small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." And we love to quote that verse when we're feeling inadequate for ministry. We put it in coffee mugs and Instagram graphics. We say it to encourage each other. But I don't think we actually believe it. Because if we believed it, we wouldn't be so ashamed of charging $80. If we believed it, we wouldn't wait 8 months for everything to be perfect before we started. If we believed it, we wouldn't need 10,000 followers before we felt felt worthy of selling something. We say we honor small beginnings, but our actions tell a different story. We hide our small beginnings. We apologize for them. We wait until they're big enough to be impressive before we share them. But God has never been impressed by impressive beginnings. Think about it. David was anointed king of Israel while he was a teenager tending sheep in a field nobody cared about. Not a soldier, not a warrior, literally a shepherd boy with a slingshot. Moses started his calling as a murderer, hiding in the desert, tending his father-in-law's flocks at 80 years old. 80! With a speech impediment and a track record for failure. The 12 disciples Jesus chose. Fishermen, tax collectors, nobodies. The religious elite laughed at them. And Jesus himself, born in a feeding trough in an occupied territory, to an unwed teenage mother in a town so insignificant that people ask, can anything good come from Nazareth? The King of Kings entered the world in the least impressive way possible. And somehow we think our business needs to launch with a bang? Now, you need to understand that your first sale is not about extracting money from somebody. It is not about convincing or manipulating or using clever marketing tactics. Your first sale is about saying yes. Yes to serving someone who has been waiting for your help. Yes to stepping into your calling you've been circling around. Yes to believing that God entrusted you with something that has value, your experience, your academic career, your profession, whatever it is, that it is valuable because He gave it to you. And that is not selling, hermana. That's stewarding. And faithful stewardship does not require a perfect launch. It requires a willing heart and courage enough to start a conversation. So, I want to get real practical with you. I'm going to give you a framework that I call the first follower framework. And before you tune out and say or think that this is about social media, let me explain. I am not talking about Instagram followers. I am talking about a different kind of follower. The people who already follow your advice, follow your recommendations, follow your expertise. These are the people that asks questions, that text you for help, that corner you after church to pick your brain, that tag your posts and say she would know. These are people already following you. They just have not paid for it yet. And your first sale is probably hiding right there. So let me walk through with this step by step. Okay, so first I want you to list 5 people who already ask for your advice. And again, this is not strangers on the internet, not your ideal client avatar that you made up in a workbook. I'm talking about real human beings with real names who you have actually reached out, who you can actually reach out and help. So, who texts you about questions of your career, who asks you about time management or home or food or schedule or hair or skincare or, parenting, whatever it is. Who is that person? Your friend, your coworker, cousin, in your small group, your sister-in-law, your neighbor. Write down 5 names of real people. Then I want you to identify the transformation you're already giving them for free. And this is super duper important. I want you to ask to yourself, what have I helped them with? What problem have I solved, and what result they get because of my advice? And so I want you to pay attention to this. This is really, really important. Maybe it is, a budgeting system to pay credit card debt off, or interview preparation, or organized closets. I don't know. Everything has value. That is transformation. That is proof that you can help. Then I want you to offer the same transformation with some structure. And here's where it actually becomes real. You're going to reach out to those 5 people and offer to help more formally, with more structure, with more of your time and attention for a fee. So if you want the exact phrase, the exact paragraphs that I want you to use, you're going to have to go to Latinpreneurs Vault, and you can download the word-by-word pitch, which will not sound like manipulation, but will be a genuine offer to someone who already trusts you. And again, if you want that conversation, you need to go to www.latinpreneurs.com and download the sheet. That's where it's at. But here's what's going to happen. Some people will say no, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything about you. Maybe it's not the right time for them. Maybe they don't have the budget. Maybe they don't need your help right now, and that's fine. But some people will say yes. And that yes, that one yes, it will change everything. Because now you're not someone who dreams about having a digital business. You are someone that now has a client. You're going to text her. You're going to email her. You're going to WhatsApp her. You're going to have a conversation with her. And again, if she says yes immediately, congratulations. You take the payment, you have made your first sale. Now, obviously, give her the service that you promised. Option 2, she's interested, but she's hesitant. She's going to say something like, that's cool, but I don't know if I can afford it right now. So do not panic. This is not a no. This is a tell me more. So you can say something like, hey, I totally understand, but what if we just started with a smaller type of service for a smaller, lower price? Would this feel more doable? Because you just offered an entry point, a lower entry point, and maybe that is what she needed. But maybe she just says no. She says, oh, thanks for thinking of me, but I think I'm okay for now. And that's fine. You say, hey, no problem at all. If you ever change your mind or know someone who needs this, please let me know. And then you text the next person on your list. And that is the process. There's no ads, no funnels, no waiting for permission. It's one conversation, one name at a time until you get your yes. And here's the psychology behind why this works so well. The person you're reaching out already knows your value. They don't need convincing. They already know. What they need to be convinced is that you are offered this seriously. So when you're reaching out, you're not really asking a stranger to take a risk on you. You're inviting someone to invest in someone they already trust. And it is very important that you say, would you be one of my first clients? And this is going to be super powerful for 2 things. 1, because you're being honest about where you are. You're not pretending to be someone you're not. But 2, you're making them feel special, to be part of your beginning, to get to support you before anybody else has. People love being part of origin stories. So I want you to download the Latinpreneurs guideline, and remember that your first sale does not require a perfect pitch or a polished brand. It really requires real relationship and enough courage to ask. So ask. Again, I created an exercise sheet specifically for this episode, and I want you to download it right now. So I want you to go to latinpreneurs.com and subscribe to the Vault. When you do, you will get immediate access for the first follower framework in episode 13, and it will walk you through everything I just taught you step by step so that you can actually create your first sale. It will help you calculate what it takes to reach your first 500. Maybe it's 1% at 500, maybe it's 5 at 100, maybe it's 10 at 50. You will map it out so it feels real and doable and within reach. Now, I want to say something plainly. The truth is that most people listening to this episode will not do this exercise. They'll nod along, they'll feel inspired, they'll think, oh, this is great advice, thank you, Salime. Open Instagram and go back to perfecting their bio again. But you are different. You're going to be like Jolenix. Jolenix is from Cuba, and a few weeks ago she sent me an email that made me stop everything I was doing. She had just made her first sale online, $25. Not $2,500, not $25,000, $25. And remember, she's from Cuba. In her email, she wrote something I will never forget. She said, Salime, this feels possible. This changes everything. All within the 12 exercise sheets that I've downloaded from the Latinpreneurs Vault. Thank you. $25, and everything shifted because it was never about the amount. It was about the proof that she in Cuba with little access to internet and electricity, it's proof that she can do it, that somebody would pay her, that her dream was not as crazy as she thought. Jolenix gets it. Jolenix gets it in the Vault every week. She downloads the exercises that I'm putting there, and I want you to be the next Jolenix. Some of you probably will pause this episode and go to Latinpreneurs and subscribe to the Vault and download the exercise and actually do the work and get results because this actually works. And 6 months from now, you're going to look back at this moment, this exact episode, and realize that this was the day where something shifted. The question is, which person are you going to be? The one that keeps dreaming or the one that finally starts? Now, I know you've heard dozens of strategies for making money online. Build your funnel, grow your list, perfect your offer, wait until you're ready. But what we're talking about here is differently. It's not about convincing strangers. It's about serving people who already do. Your first sale is not hiding behind a perfect website or viral reel or $1,000 course on funnels. Your first sale is hiding behind a conversation you've been too scared to have. So head over to latinpreneurs.com, subscribe to The Vault, grab the First Follower Framework, and see the conversation script, the calculation worksheet, and everything that you need to have your first digital sale today. I really hope that this episode helped you see that your first sale is closer than you think and more important than you realize. And I cannot wait to hear what you do with it. So email me, hola, H-O-L-A, at latinpreneurs.com. I really want to celebrate with you. Remember, my name is Alime, and I'll see you next week on Freedom to Follow by Latinpreneurs. Goodbye.